Welcome to Studio D on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is Sooner Sports Pad. And now, here's your host, Madeline Roberts.
Hello, Sooner Nation, and welcome to your favorite part of Monday. That's right, it is Sooner Sports Pad. I am your host, Madeline Roberts, as always here with two great co-analysts, Kenneth, Adair, and new kid on the block, Collin Kennedy, ladies and gentlemen.
New guy.
Brand new to our show. He's going to do great. As usual, we also have a very great live studio audience. They're very loud and they're excited for a good night. Guys, who's joining us today?
Yes, we have some crazy members from our very own Camp Crimson group tonight. Yes, we do. They're here. Collin?
Guys, we also have two very special guests, two members of the women's gymnastics team, AJ Jackson and Stefani Catour. Give it up for them.
Gymnastics
Give it up
keeps
for 'em.
coming. And later on in the show, we will take an in-depth look at a former Oklahoma linebacker who just had his rookie debut in the NFL this past season.
We'll also take a look at women's basketball's thrilling overtime victory out in West Virginia a little bit.
Yes, a little bit.
Well, tonight the OU men's basketball team is taking on Kansas in Lawrence, which reminds me of a game 2 years ago that I'm sure many of you at home remember. That's right, I am talking about the historic OU-Kansas game of 2016. Now, if your memory's a little bit hazy, I'll give you the lowdown. It was a battle between the number 1 and number 2 teams in the nation. Both teams at one point led by as many as 9, but it was back and forth the entire night. OU's Kadeem Ladden had a chance to win the game on a free throw at the end of regulation, but missed, leading to not 1, not 2, but 3 overtimes. Sooners legend Buddy Hield finished with a career-high 46 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. Unfortunately, the Sooners came up short in the third overtime and the Jayhawks won, but still it was an extremely memorable game for all Sooner fans. And like I said, tonight is the rematch between the two teams. This time, Trae Young gets his turn to take on Kansas on their home floor. Sooner Sports Pad's Carson Williams and Reagan Ledbetter are in Lawrence right now as the Sooners prepare for their matchup. Guys.
Allen, we are here at Allen Fieldhouse just a short bit before OU tips off against Kansas on Big Monday. Reagan, 2 years ago, we're going to flash back. Buddy Hield comes in here, drops 46. They lose in triple overtime, but he takes them back to the Final Four and wins a couple National Player of the Year awards.
Yeah, my favorite game of all time. Look, 2 years later, look what we have again. Another National Player of the Year candidate, and Trae Young lighting the scoreboard up all year long for the Sooners. College basketball is watching his every move.
Yep.
These Kansas students got here early today to get their first glimpse at Trae Young as he plays in his first ever game here at Allen Fieldhouse. It's going to be a wild one here tonight. It's going to be loud. The Sooners have been struggling late, however, though.
Yeah, Trae Young may be the most polarizing player in the country, but like you said, they've been struggling as of late, and they face some tough challenges in the Big 12, especially tonight against Kansas.
We have the opportunity in the league to play those types of games frequently, and certainly Kansas is one of those, which, Allen Fieldhouse, great crowd, great enthusiasm, great atmosphere. But yeah, that's an opportunity game. It's like you get a lot in this league.
Well, this place is about to be packed to the brim. Reagan, what are your keys to the game? This is a huge game for OU, obviously.
Mine's actually pretty basic. Shoot the ball, Trae. He's gotten so much criticism for shooting the ball too much, but that's when he's at his best, when he's just firing off shots. They're going to fall. I think Trae, don't quote me right here, but I'm going to say Trae's hitting the 50-point mark tonight here in Allen Fieldhouse.
Breaking Buddy's record?
Yes,
Wow.
He is breaking Buddy's record. I think Brady Manek's also going to find his game again. It's going to be a wild one, and I think OU's going to come out with the win 90-86.
We can all hope that that's the case.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the other side of the ball. I think OU has been a little bit lackluster on defense the past couple weeks, which, if you're Trae Young, you're exerting so much energy on offense that understandable a little bit, but down low, I think they've got to do a little bit better. Guarding, Kansas's bigs. I think we got to see a little bit more from them effort-wise. What do you think? Effort-wise, right?
I think they need to foul Azubuike, too.
That worked a lot. Great.
Time.
Yeah, exactly. I think so as well. Final score predictions.
90-86, like I said.
90-86. All right. I'm going to go Kansas 85, OU 73. I'm not quite as confident as you are, but
Fair enough.
So that'll do it for us at Allen Fieldhouse. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, guys. Well, while the OU basketball team is going for a win tonight, one Sooner team already got a big win this weekend, and that was the women's gymnastics team. Guys, how'd they do in the Perfect 10 Challenge?
Well, this is a team you don't really ever have to worry about when it comes to being victorious. And once again, they did it over a top-ranked team in Nebraska this past weekend, complete and total domination. And another person who I think is the #1 gymnast in the country, you see her right there, Miss Maggie Nichols, won beam, floor, and all around. But For her, it was kind of a slow night because on floor and beam, she had a 9.950 on both. She's usually getting those 10 perfect scores on the beam especially, but nonetheless, she still dominated. This team is so good. 39.600 on all around. I mean, she's just so good. And I think AJ and Stefani can agree that this girl is amazing, but they're also amazing as well, if I'm not mistaken, Collin.
Yeah, had a really good meet, but so did our awesome guests.
Yes.
Let's start with Stefani. Stefani casually tied her career high on bars with a score of 9.925 and took home a share of the event title. Congrats to her. Later on, AJ would put up a score of 9.875 in the second rotation and then dazzle on the floor as she normally does. Another score of 9.925 for her. Great team win for the Sooners. This was handing Nebraska its first loss of the season, and these two played a key role in that. Congrats to them.
I mean, after that loss to Florida, they kind of just took off from there, honestly.
One
such
loss,
a good team.
And suddenly they're skyrocketing.
Yes, such a good team. And still number one in the country.
Hell yeah.
That's right, guys. Number one in the country. Well, another team that also got a win was the women's basketball team.
Yep.
Collin, break that win down for us.
This was a nail-biter, everybody. This was a nail-biter. The Sooners were down 20 points, but battled their way back, and with 1 second left, Vivi Pierre-Louis put a putback in to give the Sooners the 79-77 overtime victory in West Virginia. This is a really big win, everybody. This is the first time OU has beaten West Virginia on the road in the series. This is a big win for them on the road in a tough environment. Building off of that momentum moving forward in the season should be a lot of fun to see what they do next.
And that was a game that they needed to win to build that momentum and kind of build that confidence back up because it's kind of been a shaky season so far for the Sooners.
But we talk about them a whole lot. Kenny, there's a team that we don't talk about too much, but I think you have a little something
But
on.
I think they deserve it, and it's men's golf. After today, as a team, they shot a 296, which was a step below the day before in the first round where they shot a 274, but they are currently overall tied in third place right now. So that's a pretty good mark to be at, but they are 8 behind the leader, Georgia Tech. But nonetheless, individually, I mean, like I said, they're tied overall for third. But individually, Quade Cummins is having a heck of a round. I mean, he had a heck of a week so far. Tied for 6 at 3 under, and then Grant Hirschman tied for 12th at even. This team's really good. Final rounds tomorrow. They've got a lot of ground to cover, but I think they can do it. I mean, especially when you've got a leader in Brad Dockey, who we didn't show up there. I mean, he's a good golfer. So when you got guys like that, I think they have the ability to make a comeback, and I'm calling it they at least get second.
Hopefully we'll talk about them a little more.
At least second.
Second would be good, but
first would be better.
I think they should go
Obviously,
first
would be better.
We'll see.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, Collin and Kenneth will debate whether the OU baseball or softball team will bounce back quicker. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is now time for face-off. Guys, this weekend, unfortunately, both the OU softball and OU baseball team had losses. I have a feeling they're going to bounce back pretty quickly, but my question for you guys is, which team will bounce back the quickest?
Okay, I don't know why we're having this question asked to us, but anyways, it's going to be softball. It's easily. It's not a shock. It's easy. They had one loss. It's not like they lost the series kind of like baseball did. Don't want to get on you too much, but that's what happened. Softball's so good. They went into last year nationally the #1 team, and they're going to do the same this year. They've repeated, and they're just bringing back the same players. They've lost one senior, and they've got it all together. They've got the best pitcher in the country, one of the best first basemen in Shea Knight, and one of the best overall in Sidney Romero. I don't know why this is a question. Baseball's good, don't get me wrong, but softball's perfect. They're great. They're perfect. Even though they lost, they are perfect. I guarantee you this loss will not hold them back. I don't care about short term. I care about long term. You might not see it for baseball, but you will see it for softball, another national championship. That's where they're ending up. I don't care about this. Long term, they're going to be so much better.
Taking digs at my baseball team,
I'm sorry.
man.
I know you like baseball, so I've got to. This is a competition. You saw the video last week. I'm competitive.
I know. Well, look, softball is definitely going to turn things around, but I'm going to stick up for the baseball team, everybody. Look, on their opening day win, they came out swinging, hit 3 bombs, but then they suffered back-to-back extra inning walk-off losses in the same day, and all those extra innings took their toll on Sunday in that loss. But they've got their very first home game of the season on Wednesday at L. Dale Mitchell against Abilene Christian. Everyone get out there for that. Then they've got 4 very winnable games over the weekend. I think they win a couple games, build a solid foundation, and then move forward with a solid season. I think it'll be good. I think they're going to be solid.
We know they're good at home. It's a way that I hope they can.
But hey, little congratulations. Freshman Cade Cavalli hit a home run in his very first at bat in college. Props to him.
That's impressive.
Maybe we get a stat
impressive.
tracker like Trae Young for Kate Cavalli.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Well, guys, I'm here with Collin's sister, KT Kennedy.
Oh, that's your sister. Oh.
She has an audience question for you guys.
To you, which OU football early enrollee is the most exciting?
Thanks, sis.
Well, the thing that OU football struggled with last year was in the secondary. So this is why I'm excited about this kid. Brendan Radley Hiles, or known as Bookie, born in California, played football in high school in Florida. So we know he's used to great competition. He is a great cornerback standing at 5'10", 185 pounds. He's a guy that's really aggressive, really agile, really athletic, really quick, and really fast. And the best thing I love about him is I watched a ton of video and footage, and he loves to tip the ball up. We know all about that drill, and he loves to tip it to himself and take it back to the house. He did that multiple times last year. This guy's a great cornerback. He's physical. He gets it any wide receiver's face, no matter if they're taller or smaller. It doesn't matter. I did not try to rhyme like that on purpose. But nonetheless, this cornerback is going to be a stud for Oklahoma, and he's a secondary player that this team desperately needs, especially after losing Stephen Parker and Jordan Thomas. So they're going to need somebody to step up, and he's going to be the guy for the Sooners.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good player moving forward, but OU has a lot of young cornerbacks right now, and they're all a little bit of studs. So we'll see what happens. He's got a lot of competition, but my guy has a chance to come in and play early and often. He's from the great state of Oklahoma, Midwest City specifically. His name is Jalen Redmond, and I think he's going to make a big-time impact. Look, Obo Okoronkwo left for the NFL, and this team desperately needs a pass rusher, and everyone talks about Jalen, how he's a physical presence, so much potential. He's in early. I think that if the coaching staff starts building on that foundation that he has and develops him into the player that he is, he rocketed up recruiting sites, became a 5-star ranked player. I think he has a chance to make an impact in the spring and eventually in the fall as an elite pass rusher for the Sooners.
He's got that animalistic mentality. I like watching a player like that.
He's going to be fun to watch this kid. Yes. Keep an eye on him.
This defense might be something to watch out for next
season. We'll see.
Raise your hand if you're already excited for OU football. Me too. All right, guys, show me your viral videos for the week.
Ooh.
Okay, so I've seen people play through a separated shoulder, Candace Parker. I've seen people play through a broken hand and broken fingers, but I've never seen anybody play through an injury like this. Caleb Peck, Clever, Missouri. Take a look in high school. Let's view it. Okay, there's his parents. 2 weeks ago before this game, he tore his ACL. His parents take him out. I want to say it's senior night, if I'm not mistaken. Look, corner three on one leg, drains it. Drains it on one leg, tore an ACL. Well, sadly, he had to stay there because he couldn't run down to play defense. But there's another view, drops it, and just the crowd goes wild. I mean, to watch him do it on one leg, most of us can't even do it on two. So I just want to give props, one, because he is injured. Torn ACL, that's a season or career-ending injury. So that's overall impressive.
Most of us can't do it on two. Are you saying you can't get
No,
buckets?
I'm saying you. Me, I can do it. Me, I can do it. I'm saying you. Me.
I think you may need to find out.
I'm good. Let's go.
Next viral
Give
video.
me a trash can.
We'll see if you can make it with one leg.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
hey,
with you.
my viral video debut has a little something to do with this guy, Baker Mayfield. I don't know if you've heard
You were
about
playing
him.
to the crowd.
I don't know if you've heard about him, but he took a break from preparing for the NFL draft, which he will not attend. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
But he stopped by OU Texas this past Saturday for the basketball game, and when asked about his hate for Texas, he had a little something to say. You're going to want to check this out.
You come to Oklahoma to beat Texas. I was born and raised in Austin. They didn't recruit me. I grew up 15 miles from their campus. I can't stand them. And anything they do, I don't care. You know, talk to the NFL guys. They say I have to calm it down a little bit, but when it comes to Texas, absolutely not. I can't stand them. No, just end of story.
Kenny, can you do me a favor? Can you pick up the mic because Baker just dropped it? Also, it's never a bad time
I
to
just
hate
want
on
to know
Texas,
who he was
everybody.
talking about
Horns
from the
down, as
NFL. I want to
always.
know who he was talking about from the NFL specifically. Was it
Scouts,
coaches or
GMs?
players?
Doesn't
possibly
matter because he's
future
still going to
teammates?
hate on Texas.
Yeah,
We'll see what
that's
happens.
true.
All right, well, guys, we're going to vote for the winner of Face-Off. Cheer the loudest for the person you think won. Who thinks the winner is Kenneth?
Wow. Oh, my God. I guess you got it, newbie. You got it. I appreciate it.
How about
You got it.
Collin? Wow, that was not even
That
close.
is
Congrats,
biased.
Collin.
So biased. Oh, my gosh.
Well, we're going to take another break, but when we come back, we'll look at a former Sooners' journey to the NFL.
Special thanks to our Cornerstone Television partners, Chesapeake Energy, Riverwind Resort, Anheuser-Busch, OU Outreach, and OU Medicine.
Welcome back. From 2013 to 2016, Norman native Jordan Evans was a linebacker for the OU football team. In the 2017 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals took Evans in the 6th round, and his NFL career began. Sooner Sports Pad's Jaron Spor has more on Evans' journey.
4 wide receivers set. There's the snap. Straight drop, 4-man rush. Steps up, throws across the middle. Intercepted at the 30. Jordan Evans goes backwards to the 25. Where you going, Jordan? Back forwards, he goes to the 30, to the 25, to the 15. He might score. 10-5. Oh, mama! Touchdown! It's a pick 6 for Jordan Evans.
Before Jordan Evans was making incredible plays for the University of Oklahoma, he was dominating at his high school, Norman North. But when did he know he could play at the Division I level?
My junior year in high school, junior year after we played Lawton High in a playoff game. I had a really, really good game, and that's when I really was like, okay, I want to do this. I can do this. I can play at the next level.
His football career may have surprised some, but to his childhood friends that have seen the hard work he puts in, nothing surprises them.
There's just his hard work ever since he was a little kid, whether it was playing Optimus basketball, flag football, any of the sports we played together. He was always committed, and he had the drive, determination that would pretty much get him anywhere he wanted to go.
Jordan was a former 3-star product turned 2-time All-Big 12 player. In his senior season, he led OU in interceptions and tackles. But it was a game versus Texas Tech where he knew it was time to make a change.
If I wanted to play in the NFL and I wanted to keep playing, I knew I had to change right then and there, and that's kind of what I did, and luckily everything fell into place.
After not receiving an invite to the NFL Combine, Jordan used that to fuel his impressive pro day. But not getting invited still stings.
It hurt, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go to the Combine, I wanted to go to the Reese Senior Bowl, I wanted to do all that so bad, and I remember me and my best friend DJ, we was in the car together, and I called the people to see if I got the NFL Combine invite, and I didn't get it. And I was in front of him, I was like kind of embarrassed. I was like, oh. I was like, well, that sucks, but you know, and I think when I went to go train, when I trained out there in Ohio, it put a little chip on my shoulder. And I mean, I worked, that's one of the hardest I've ever worked, and it obviously paid off.
Hard work did pay off as he was drafted in the 6th round by the Cincinnati Bengals, joining former teammate and Sooner, Joe Mixon. But what was that day like?
Marvin Lewis called me, he said, hey, we put your name in. Welcome to the Bengals, glad to have you. And that was me and my dad watching it. I ran around the house a couple times out of excitement, and I mean, like, it was a dream come true to see my name get called up there.
Going into training camp with over 90 players and coming out with only 45 suiting up, was there ever a time he didn't think he was going to make the squad?
I feel like if you asked Joe that question, he would say yes, because Joe always would tell me I'm good, but you know, in my mind, I don't want to jinx it, I don't want to get too arrogant, but I always thought I was going to make it because I thought I was doing pretty good, but at the same time, it's a numbers game, you know. There was guys that were doing really good in camp too that got cut. But I thought I was pretty safe, but I didn't want to speak too soon.
From a standout at Norman North to an All-Big 12 player at Oklahoma to starting in the NFL. Everywhere Jordan has gone, he has exceeded the expectations placed on him. Jaron Spor, Sooner Sports Pad.
Now let's hear from our guests, AJ Jackson and Stefani Catour.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for coming by.
Glad to have y'all.
All right, guys, nationally ranked individual gymnast stats came out recently. And guys, you guys are both nationally ranked. AJ, you're tied for 11th on vault nationally across the country. And Stephanie, you're ranked 16th on bars. What do those individual rankings mean to the two of you?
I mean, it's an honor to be ranked. I know we have a lot of people on our team that are ranked too, so that's awesome. But I think we try to just not focus on it so much and just kind of stay within ourselves and just take it week by week.
Yeah, we definitely try to focus on the team aspect of everything. Going out there and competing for Oklahoma is like just
great answer.
That's amazing in itself.
Speaking of team aspect and rankings, you're ranked #1 in the country. How do you continue to stay focused knowing that, I mean, there's no other higher level to be than #1?
Because there's a lot still to work towards. I mean, we've got a lot of season left, and it's kind of the same thing, you know, just focusing on ourselves and on our team and not kind of what everybody else is doing, but just trying to stay there.
Yeah, just a lot of hard work goes into being on top, but just going in there every day and working towards that national championship. That's what we're trying to do.
Yes.
believe our own Madeline Roberts has another audience question.
That's right. Katie has a question for you guys.
What has been your favorite part of your senior season thus far?
Great question.
I think my favorite thing was being able to have the underclassmen come in and being able to lead them and show them what we're all about and what it means to be a Sooner.
Definitely that, and just being able to do this one last year, going all out for this team is just a great feeling.
Welcome to the Sooner family.
We're going to take a break, but don't go anywhere. Dynamic Duos is up next. Welcome back. It's now time to play Dynamic Duos. For the show, I asked AJ some questions about herself, and now Stefani will attempt to answer them. So let's just dive into it. Question number 1. What is AJ's favorite event? Is it A, vault, B, bars, C, beam, or D, floor?
Definitely floor.
Definitely floor. That's what I would guess too. It's floor. No surprise there. All right, question number 2. Who is AJ's favorite superhero? Is it A, Iron Man, B, Wonder Woman, C, Captain America, or D, the Hulk?
Captain America.
C, Captain America? Let's see.
Iron Man.
She said it. She said it. All right. Question number 1. What is AJ's dream vacation spot? Is it A, Fiji, B, Bora Bora, C, Greece, or D, Rome? Greece? She's saying Greece. Greece. All right. 2 out of 3 is not bad. That's all the time we have for you today. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and be back here next Monday, same time, same place. Good night, Sooner Nation.